You don't need a higher IQ or a genius brain to think better than most people. You just need 7 tiny thinking habits that almost nobody practices. Let's be honest with ourselves. How many times have you gotten a short text from your boss saying, "Can we talk?" And within seconds, your mind wrote an entire tragic movie about how you're getting fired. You watch a video with millions of views, and you automatically assume the information must be true. You lash out in 1 minute of anger, and then spend the next 3 weeks cleaning up the mess. You are not stupid. You are simply being pushed by a loud world to react, before you even have time to think. And the brutal truth is, the faster you react, the easier you are to fool and manipulate. Real intelligence starts with one simple skill: creating a tiny space between what happens to you and what you see and what you do next. That space might only last 3 seconds. But right now, let's build 7 thinking habits inside that gap so you can stop making bad decisions, spot weak arguments, and become almost impossible to fool. Habit number 1. Use the 3-second rule before you react. Most people believe that replying instantly makes them look smart, sharp, and confident. They rush to argue, rush to text back, rush to agree, or rush to buy. But speed is usually the enemy of clarity. When you rush, emotional impulse will always beat logical thinking to the finish line. Reacting instantly is like shooting an arrow before you even look at the target. Next time you feel provoked, criticized, or pressured, pause, take a deep breath, and count to 3. Ask yourself, which response will I actually respect tomorrow? A 3-second pause can prevent a 3-day problem. Habit number 2. Separate facts from the story in your head. We have a toxic habit of mixing up what actually happened with what we assume. The fact is, they haven't replied to your message. The story your brain invents is they disrespect you and want nothing to do with you. The fact is, a project failed. The story is you are a useless failure. A fact is just a single puzzle piece. The story is the wild, dramatic picture your fear paints around it. Next time your mind starts spinning, split a piece of paper into 2 columns. What is the undeniable fact, and what am I assuming? Seeing that boundary clearly will instantly calm your nervous system. Habit number 3. Ask what would change your mind. The average person only looks for information that protects what they already believe. They trap themselves inside an ego cage. They only read news that agrees with them, hang out with people who sound like them, and ignore any facts that challenge them. But a sharp thinker always builds an exit door for their opinions. When you believe something strongly, ask your ego an uncomfortable question. What evidence would prove that I am wrong? If nothing on earth could ever change your mind, you aren't searching for the truth. You are just defending an identity. Habit number 4. Think one consequence further. Most bad decisions happen because we only look at the immediate result. Will saying this make me feel good right now? Will winning this argument make me feel proud today? Or, will avoiding this hard conversation keep me comfortable tonight? A smart decision operates like a move in a chess game. It doesn't just change the current square, it sets off a chain reaction of dominoes. Before making any serious choice, practice second-order thinking by asking what happens right after this choice, and then what happens after that. Never trade 5 minutes of short-term comfort for 5 months of long-term regret. Those first 4 habits are your personal armor against making bad choices. But these next 3 habits are your ultimate weapons for seeing through fake pressure, conflict, and the confident nonsense of other people. Habit number 5. Ask one question before you argue. When hearing an opposing view, most people immediately start drafting a sharp counterattack in their heads, while the other person is still talking. You aren't listening to understand. You are just hunting for a weakness to strike. Arguing without understanding the other person's frame is like trying to open a locked door by smashing it with a hammer. Instead of fighting to win, pause and ask one honest question. What leads you to think that way? Or, Which part of this plan concerns you the most? One good question reveals more truth than 10 clever arguments. Habit number 6. Refuse to borrow other people's urgency. Humans are easily blindfolded and manipulated by artificial time pressure. Answer me right now. This deal ends tonight. Last chance, decide now or lose out forever. Artificial urgency completely paralyzes your logical brain. Remember a quiet truth. Someone else's emergency does not automatically become your emergency. Time pressure is never proof that a decision is right or important. When someone tries to rush you, calmly say, "I don't make important decisions under artificial time pressure." Then create distance 10 minutes an hour or a good night of sleep. When the pressure evaporates, the truth appears. Habit number 7, run small experiments instead of guessing. We waste months sitting in a room arguing over theories that could easily be tested in the real world in 7 days. Will this routine work for me? Is this business idea any good? Should I switch careers? Instead of demanding 100% certainty before you take a step, turn your big questions into tiny, low-risk experiments. Don't buy the expensive course. Try one lesson. Don't debate if running is good for you. Go jog for a week. Don't argue over theories. Collect real-world data. Opinions are just maps drawn inside a room. Experiments are real footsteps on the ground. Let's review your mental toolkit. Pause for 3 seconds. Separate facts from stories. Build an exit door for your opinions. Look one chess move ahead. Ask before you attack. Refuse borrowed urgency. And test reality with small experiments. Thinking better doesn't mean turning into a cold, cynical, arrogant person trying to prove you're smarter than everyone else. It doesn't mean winning every argument or never making a mistake. It simply means you stop letting every passing emotion dictate your actions. You don't turn blind assumptions into facts. You don't let someone else's loud confidence replace real evidence. And most importantly, you create enough quiet space to freely choose your own response. Your life doesn't change in loud, dramatic moments. It changes the exact second a smart decision is made, before a bad decision has a chance to happen. You don't outsmart people by knowing everything. You outsmart bad decisions by giving yourself time to think. The world wants your immediate reaction. Your greatest advantage is learning to respond in silence. Now it is time to practice. Drop a comment below with the keyword pause if you are choosing to think before you react from now on. And if this video gave you a useful tool to protect your mind, hit that like button. Share it with someone who overthinks or reacts too fast, and make sure you subscribe to Tiny Truths. Because here we decode the simple, quiet, scientific truths to build a sharper, calmer, and stronger mind every single week. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next quiet space.